Hey everybody, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is the beginning of an exciting week here in the Love on Yourself campaign with the Daily Essential Co. My name is Lena, and I'm excited to kick off the week with you today. Hey Lauren, welcome. If you jump in, go ahead and comment. Tell me where you are watching from. I would love to interact with you as we begin this marvelous week. Hey, so many. Come on in. I'm excited that you're here. Okay, so first, let me introduce myself. I am a mama of 4. I live in Huntington Beach, California, which is in Orange County, and we love it here. It's so beautiful and sunny. We just recently moved here about 4 months ago, and it was a big transition coming from the East Coast. So I absolutely love the area. It's gorgeous, and our kids are loving it. We have 2 on the spectrum, and they are 6, and then I have an 8-year-old and an almost 4-year-old next week. And so 4 boys keep us very busy. It's an exciting time of our lives, and they're rambunctious and sweet and amazing. But it's also hard at times, as you may know if you're a mother. And if you're not a mother, you also know, just because you are around other families, I'm sure. And so we can all empathize. As women, we always take on a lot, and life can be heavy, and there is so much that is required of us. And so I think that's why I'm really excited about this week, because you've chosen to take the time for yourself, to love on yourself, if you will, and to just take this time out to really carve space in your life for you, and to remember that you matter and showing up for you is important. And as long as we take care of ourselves and we're really mindful about how we care for our bodies and how we care for our families, of course, then we're going to be able to give them so much more of ourselves once we've been taken care of emotionally, mentally, physically, all of that. So give me some hearts if you agree with that, because I know for myself that if I don't do my self-care routine every single day, and I'm not feeding myself and giving myself the proper rest, that I am just cranky. And we all know that when mom's not happy, ain't nobody happy. So if we want to have a nice cohesive home, then, oh good, I'm liking those hearts. I'm glad you agree with me. If we want to have a nice, tempered home and have good vibes in our home, then the best thing we can do for our family is to take care of ourselves. So I'm glad you're here and you're showing up for you today, and that is so exciting. So just a brief background, as I mentioned with my 4 boys, 2 of them were born pretty early on, and at 28 weeks gestation, which they were preemies and had a really difficult start to life. But through their experience and through their triumph, I guess you could say, their winning over all those hardships that they had in those early days, led us down this path to really discovering what other options there were out there. So this space of essential oils may be brand new to you, but I want you to know that you're not alone, that there are people here who have been doing this a long time. I've been using essential oils for a while, and every single person that invited you to this space, all of those who, oh, hey, Kelly, I just saw you pop in, and Jenna and anybody else that's joining in. We are here as experienced role models, if you will, that we are just excited to share our experience with you and give you a little piece of what it's like to include essential oils in your life. And just know right from the beginning that it doesn't have to be overwhelming. If you can make small, simple shifts in your home, you are going to see a long-lasting impact over time. And I think that's what's really, really special about incorporating doTERRA essential oils, is that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing, that you can marry the idea of Eastern and Western medicine and have them cohesively work for you and your family, which is what we have done for our family in order to enable our sweet twins to live the life that they now have, that they can go to school and that they can be amongst other peers with different airborne pathogens and viruses going around with their compromised immune systems. It's just because we take precautions, whether it's through food or using things like natural remedies. So To give you a little bit of a lay of the land, this week you are going to hear from a new leader every single day, and we're just going to share with you different ways that we use these 5 essential oils that you've been gifted. And I think it's important that we start out the week with sort of like a 101 to give you a background of what essential oils are, why they're even important, what sets doTERRA apart from other companies, and of course how we use them. So I'm going to start out today with that. And so today's video might go a little bit longer than some of the other ones this week, just because I am going to be doing a bit of that essential oil 101. And then we'll jump into lavender and why lavender is such a great essential oil, why it's really important and one of the staples to have, especially, well, coming into the springtime here, this next season, but all year long, we love to use lavender. Okay, so now that you know how I got started into using essential oils and what a pivotal piece of our family they have and what an influence they have in our home, I think it's important for you to know why we chose doTERRA. So the first thing that I want you to understand is that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of essential oils out there that you can purchase. You can go to Target, you can go to any single store and buy essential oils now. And what's super important for you to understand is that not all essential oils are created equal, okay? So if you think about, I mean, you know that for yourself when you go to the store and you're looking at different brands and different items and you're thinking, okay, how will I choose one over the other? And it's so hard to decide when you're looking at different products what to buy. And so a lot of times we take it upon ourselves to do our research, or maybe we hear through word of mouth from a friend that they like a product, and so we go and we get that and we try it out for ourselves. Well, the same kind of idea happened for me when I was heading down the path towards using essential oils. I really decided this has to be something that I dive headfirst into, that I have to figure out which company I want to align myself with so that I could trust it even on my little tiny infant baby preemie voice, okay? And I had to choose a company that was going to be transparent, that was going to tell me everything I needed to know, and that I could really trust. And so what I learned through my studies and through really getting into the nitty-gritty of what each and every one of these companies was presenting and what they were creating is that doTERRA has this really beautiful, incredible way of creating the oils. So it's not just like I grew some lavender here in my backyard and I, steam distill it and made some beautiful smelling lavender and it smells so nice and I'm going to use that oil because I grew it myself, right? It's organic, I grew it myself, I'm sure it's great. Well, it's going to smell nice. But what I didn't realize in the beginning was if you don't purchase an essential oil from a company that sources those oils from where they grow naturally in their environment, then it's not going to contain the healing properties of the plant, which I didn't know that in the beginning. And then when I really got into it, when I stopped buying oils from Whole Foods and I started getting them from doTERRA, I saw a big difference. I realized that the ones from doTERRA were actually working. And I was so curious, like, how did this happen and why is this so? And it's because they grow them where they are naturally in their environment. So lavender, for example, which we're going to talk about today, comes from high in the mountaintops of France and Bulgaria. And in those places of the world, it has the highest constituent of linalool. And linalool is the chemical in the plant that actually helps the body to calm down, right? We all know that lavender is really beneficial for calming the mind and helping the skin and all of those things, right? Keeping the body calm. I'm sure you've seen it in a lot of over-the-counter products from Target or Costco or anywhere like that, where even in like baby shampoos, people think and people know, it's just widely known, that lavender helps to calm our bodies. Well, what's really funny about that though is that it's almost like this placebo effect. We like the smell, maybe we get a candle that smells like lavender, and so we gravitate toward it because it says lavender. But what's insane is that when I actually used real lavender from doTERRA, I fell asleep faster than I've ever fallen asleep before. I finally was able to sleep through the night after my babies, and just like that anxiousness that you have when you have a newborn and you can't rest, I was finally able to rest and get a deep sleep where I'm actually restoring my body. And I realized it was because I was using an essential oil that really contained those calming properties. And so if there's anything that you take away from this week, it's that you are using products this week that are really from where they grow in the world, and that doTERRA sources them and brings them in from these farms and these lands all around the world. There's 46 countries that partner with doTERRA. And they partner in a way called co-impact sourcing, which that could be another conversation for another day. But what you have to understand is that these farmers get paid 4 times the fair trade, and they get to build up these communities, almost like little doTERRA ambassadors around the world. And these communities of farmers, they've been doing this for centuries, right? They're like family farmers passed down from generation to generation. And so doTERRA goes in there and they partner with them and they show them how to sustainably farm in a way that it's going to be long lasting for years and years to come. So we're not going to run out of lavender anytime soon. But also it helps to keep the price tag at a point where we can afford it, because the price tag of every single essential oil from doTERRA is dependent upon where it's harvested, how much is yielded from the crop, which basically means how much of the essential oil we can get per harvest, per season. And then they bottle it up and give it to us in these awesome bottles. So there's a 15 milliliter size, and then there's a 5 milliliter size, okay? And so this 15 milliliter size, this bigger one here, has about 250 drops in it, okay? And so what we know is that this essential oil contains the purest, most potent part of the plant. And that purity and that potency is what is helping our bodies to heal. It's not just a fad, it's not just a trend, it's something that is changing the world. It's changing healthcare as we know it. There are so many healthcare facilities and integrative medical centers across the country that are beginning to integrate essential oils and to use them as a first line of defense, which I absolutely love, that there are this Western idea of opening up their minds and bringing in more opportunities for us to use something natural first. There's even a hospital here close by us in LA called Cedars-Sinai, and they use doTERRA on every single floor. They have a diffuser at the nurse's station, and they're using doTERRA essential oils because they know that they actually work, which is awesome. Okay, so if you're wondering why doTERRA, now you know it's because they're used for medicinal purposes, they are effective, they are pure, and they are potent, and they work, right? Okay, so the 3 ways that we use essential oils are really simple and something that we do every day in our home. Super, super simple. This diffuser right here from doTERRA is awesome. It is the petal diffuser, and it's just a really easy way, a very passive way to be getting the benefits of essential oils, because you can plug it in, you can put water, just regular tap water, up until the line inside the diffuser, and then you're gonna drop in about, well, it's dependent upon you and your preference and also the size of the room, but I usually do about 5 drops of essential oil into my diffuser every morning. And sometimes it's a blend, sometimes it's 2 drops of something and 3 drops of something else. But for bedtime, we love to use lavender in our diffuser. And you can do about 3 to 5 drops of that in your child's room or in your bedroom. And those aromatic properties are going into the air and they're being emitted so that the aroma that you're taking in can really begin to calm the mind, calm the body. And that's with lavender. But there are so many different essential oils out there that have aromatic benefits. I think the thing to really consider is that our senses, our sense of smell, is probably one of the most understudied of all of our senses. But what we do know about the sense of smell is that it has a really impactful physiological change on the body when you take in an aroma. And I'm sure all of us can think of a time in our lives when we smelled something and it triggered a memory, or it just brought us joy or something like that. And that's because our sense of smell has a really powerful effect on our mind and on our body. And so when you take in the aroma of lavender in your bedrooms in the evening time, or even during the day, if you're just feeling like, I've got some anxiety, I've got some anxious feelings, and I'd like to calm my mind down, you can add in lavender and blend it together, maybe with a little balance, which I'm sure I think it's Erin. Somebody exciting is going to be speaking to you on Friday about balance. And so you'll learn more about that then. But the aromatic properties in the diffuser is just a really easy, super simple, no brain kind of way of using essential oils. So I don't want you to think, oh, I don't know how to use a diffuser. It's so hard to use, essential oils. I'm giving you permission right now and telling you that this is the easiest way to start incorporating them, by using a diffuser in your home, okay? All right, the second way that we use essential oils is topically. And so this right here is a carrier oil that we use alongside our essential oils. And the reason we do that is threefold. One, we like to use a thin solvent carrier oil to help trap the oils in so that they don't evaporate, because they're not actually oily. Even though they're called essential oils, they're just the properties of the plant, so they're truly not oily or greasy at all. So this fractionated coconut oil will literally trap in the essential oil so that it doesn't evaporate and it stays on the skin for longer. It also helps to reduce any sensitivity. So just knowing that essential oils are very potent and powerful, you have one drop on the skin, it's really going to have a great effect. You don't need a lot of essential oil. It's not a more is more kind of concept. It's a less is more. And so one drop of essential oil to one drop of fractionated coconut oil is really going to have a ton of benefits. And what's nice is that it also helps it to dilute it. So if you are worried about using this on your children for any reason, that worry can dissipate immediately. Okay, we don't need to worry at all because we are using a fractionated coconut oil to help dilute it on the skin. It does come delivered in some other ways too. doTERRA has a lavender touch if you are intimidated by diluting your oils, if that seems like too much work for you and you don't want to create your own. I do have my own rollers that I like to make. If you're interested in that and that is something that you would like to do, you can purchase these on Amazon for a fairly inexpensive price. And then the roller makes it easy for application. So you can rub that on the bottoms of your kids' feet at bedtime. I love to do that. That's something that we do every single night after bath, is I give my little kids a massage. It's just that motherly touch and having those moments of connection at the end of the day that make it extra special. And then, making sure that you really deep tissue massage it into the bottoms of their feet. I also use lavender in another aromatic way. Sorry, this is interjecting here, but I have to show you. This is my favorite bedtime spray. It's called To the Moon and Back. And you can get these labels online, but you don't even need a label. You can just have a spray bottle, and I put water in here with 10 drops of lavender, and I spray this right on their pillowcases. And so again, it just is a nice way to calm the mind, calm the body, and provide a restful night's sleep. Okay, so the last way that we use essential oils is internally. And this is exclusive to doTERRA. So I don't want you to go to Whole Foods or go to, some other store and think that it's okay to internalize those essential oils. What you have to be really aware of is that doTERRA is again, very pure, very effective, very potent, but they also test their oils on 7 different levels to make sure that they're pure and that there's no adulteration, so that what it says is on the bottle is actually what's inside the bottle. So when it comes to transparency, they print on the bottom of each bottle a little code that you can put into the website on source2u.com, and that will give you a full transparency of where it was harvested, what phytonutrients and chemicals are in the bottle. So again, just very transparent, and everything is right there for you. And internal ingestion of essential oils can be done on a person-by-person basis. It's a very individualized decision. For our family, we use essential oils internally most often in water. We love to use lemon in water. We love to use lavender even in water at night. I love that for a nice calming ease effect on the body. And the last thing I wanted to mention is that there are obviously so many different ways that you can use essential oils, but what you have to realize is that everyone has a different reaction to that oil. And so what might be calming for me might not necessarily be as calming for you. And so one way that you can kind of think about this is when you are, have you ever been somewhere and, oh my gosh, something just popped up on my screen. Am I running out of battery? Oh, shoot. Okay. What I was saying is that same thing with food, right? If you are allergic to something, like I have a sensitivity to dairy, so you might be someone who maybe doesn't react as well to lavender. So when I use lavender, it's very calming on me, but Jenna, my friend Jenna here, she is somebody who lavender isn't as calming for her. And so whatever reaction your body has to that essential oil, just know that it's matching up with your body's chemistry. And so it's not going to have any crazy side effects or make you sick or anything like that. But what it will do is it will align with who you are and your own personal chemistry in your body, and it will decide which way that it needs to heal. So some people, when they use lavender, might have like an energy that comes with it. For me, it's very calming. I find that it's also really calming on the skin. So I love to use it if I get like hormonal acne. I'll just put it right there. I don't even dilute it, and I'll put a little bit on my skin topically, and it helps to reduce that redness. And then another way that I use lavender probably most often, which may seem like superficial, but I love it for hair growth in my eyebrows and on my eyelashes. And so inside my mascara tube, when I open it up like a brand new tube, I'll drop in 1 drop of lavender and use it the entire time. And because it's antimicrobial as well, it helps to disinfect the mascara. And then I use it on my little eyebrow brush so that I can keep my eyebrows thick, and all those years of over plucking, it's helped so much to regrow them back. So I hope this has been informative to you today. Those are the 3 ways that we use essential oils. I've incorporated lavender, and gosh, you guys, this is such a great, incredible resource to have on hand, and something that I know that we use every single day at our house. I am going on a trip next week overseas, and I've already packed all my oils, and lavender was the first one I put in because I was worried about the time change and being able to sleep. And I just love that I can have a natural resource at my fingertips that is going to benefit me and my family with no addictive properties and a ton of side benefits. So have an awesome week, you guys. I'm so excited. Leave your questions in the comments. And of course, we're going to be having lots of fun giveaways this week. So as much interaction as you're willing to give us, we are willing to have. And we're so, so excited for you. So have an awesome week, you guys.